I have a collection of C.S. Lewis's diary entries. There are some interesting tidbits. Let's see what Robot Lady thinks. This is from a letter from C.S. Lewis to one of his friends. The letter was dated in 1950, and it goes something like this. To Dorothy Sayers, concerning a speaking engagement, I would not want to lose a few weeks to find cool weather in Oxford. I can't remember if this is the 7th, 8th, or 9th refusal I have made to speak at such a place this year, but it's certainly one of the 3. So one of his friends concerning teaching to somebody, possibly myself, ought to warn them that they are risking the opening of the pit and the start of a great war. I shall certainly not let them do it if I can help it. Somewhere on the road, in the dark, they must take on new supplies, and we must stop and rest and eat. As for food, I shall soon be able to get plenty for them in the nearby town. A note written to his brother, dated 1951. Dear Jack, I have been reading your letter and think it would be a mistake to change anything in it. Of course you must follow your own judgment. I have a collection of C.S. Lewis's diary.
Hi, I'm Jeff, and this is my read on C.S. Lewis, where we learn about him through everything that he wrote in the order that he wrote it. I am joined today by my co-host, Robot Lady. Robot Lady, we have been reading C.S. Lewis's the second published book, which is actually a narrative poem entitled Dymer. Lewis got it published in 1926 after working on it for several years prior to that, both before and after he became a tutor, a full-time staff member at Magdalen College in the University of Oxford system, or in the Oxford University system. Robot Lady, can you give us a summary of everything we've covered to this point in Lewis's poem Dymer?
Absolutely, Jeff. So far, we've explored the journey of young Dymer, who lives in a strict totalitarian city and eventually breaks away from conformity. He flees into the wilderness after a dramatic event, discovers a mysterious palace, and encounters a beautiful woman, only to face harsh reality at dawn. We've really dived into his transformation and the mysteries surrounding his journey, and now we're ready to jump into Canto 4.
All right, let's jump into Canto 4. I have it right here. Hopefully this will come up on my screen as expected. Yes, there it is. All right, Canto 4, stanza 1. First came the peal that split the heavens apart, straight overhead, then silence, then rain. 12 miles of downward water like one dart, and in one leap were launched along the plain, to break the budding flower and flood the grain, and keep with dripping sound and undersong, amid the wheeling thunder all night long. So yeah, we've had a stark change in mood here, Robot Lady, where
Absolutely.
I was just going to say where the character Dymer was, so elated with the joy and the love that he believed that he had found, and then just had it completely taken away from him the next day, and he could not reach it. Every path was barred by that, large, imposing figure of a matriarchal, non-speaking, non-relenting figure that was just at every point of entry. Sorry, go ahead, Robot Lady.
No worries at all. Absolutely. It's that stark contrast that really heightens the mood and the tension. I'm excited to see how the story unfolds in Canto 4 and beyond.
All right, let's keep going here. Stanza 2. He put his hands before his face. He stooped. Blind with his hair, the loud drop's grim tattoo beat him to earth. Like summer grass, he drooped, amazed while he sheeted lightning large and blue, blinked wide and pricked the quivering eyeball through. Then scrambling to his feet with downward head, he fought into the tempest as chance led. 3. The wood was mad. Sowing of branch and straining was there, drumming of water. Light was none, nor knowledge of himself the trees complaining, and his own throbbing heart seemed mixed in one sense of bitter loss and beauty undone. All rain, steam, and noise, and the confusion of a dream. For, aha, earth hates a miserable man. Against him even the clouds and winds conspire. Heaven's voice smote Dymer's eardrum as he ran. Its red throat plagued the dark with corded fire. Barbed flame, coiled flame that ran like living wire, charged with disastrous current left and right about his path. Hell blue or staring white. Robot Lady, any comments on what we're reading here? I think that Lewis is just going into a deep description of the storm and what it's like to experience being in it, particularly for Dymer. Maybe this is the first time that he's ever faced anything so natural and so wild before in his life.
Absolutely. It's really vivid and intense. Lewis definitely uses the storm as a metaphor for Dymer's inner turmoil and the chaos he's facing. It's almost as if nature itself is reflecting his emotional state, and it's definitely a powerful way to highlight his struggles and the environment around him. It's fascinating to see how it all comes together.
Stanza 5. Stab, stab. Blast at once. What's he to fear? Look there, the cedar shriveling in swift blight, even where he stood, and there, that came near. Oh, if some shaft would break his soul outright, what ease so to unload and scatter quite on the darkness this wild beating in his skull, too burning to endure, too tense and full. 6. All lost and driven away, even her name unknown. Oh, fool, to have wasted for a kiss time when they could have talked. An angry shame was in him. He had worshipped earth, and this, the venomed clouds, fire spitting from the abyss. This was the truth indeed, the world's intent, unmasked and naked now, the thing it meant. So now he's having a very different experience with nature than the one that he had in the first two cantos, Robot Lady, and also he's feeling some regret of not being able to spend time talking to the woman that he spent the night with, rather than just sharing a physical encounter.
Absolutely. That shift is so striking. Dymer's initial encounter with nature and the woman was almost magical and uplifting, but now as he faces the storm and the harshness of the world, he's definitely feeling that regret and disillusionment. It's a really compelling exploration of how quickly that illusion can fade and how raw reality can be, especially for someone like Dymer. It's really fascinating to dive into that complexity.
Yeah, he's sensing a hard side of nature, and the way it's being conveyed here is that this is nature unmasked, and this is what nature really is, which is interesting. It's a similar theme to the place where he got in some of his poems in his first published work, A Cycle of Lyrics. So you can go back if you're interested and check out our episodes where we covered those various poems. Stanza 7. The storm lay on the forest a great time. Wheeled in its thundery circuit, returned. Still through the dead-leaved darkness, through the slime of standing pools and slots of clay storm churned. Went Dymer. Still the knotty lightning burned along black air. He heard the unbroken sound of water rising in the hollower ground. 8. He cursed it in his madness, flung it back. Sorrow as wild as young men's sorrows are, till after midnight, when the tempest tract drew off between two clouds, appeared one star. Then his mood changed, and this was heavier far, when bit by bit, rarer and still more rare, the weakening thunder ceased from the cleansed air. 9. When leaves began to drip with dying rain, and trees showed black against the glimmering sky, when the night birds flapped out and called again, above him, when the silence cool and shy came stealing to its own, and streams ran by, now audible amid the rustling wood, oh, then came the worst hour for flesh and blood. So I wonder what's going to happen next, but it seems to imply that things are getting worse, and they've already been bad. What do you think, Robot Lady?
Absolutely. It definitely feels like the intensity is building up even more. Dymer's struggle seems to be deepening as the storm passes, and that moment of quiet might be bringing out even more internal reflection and perhaps more challenges. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how Dymer navigates this next phase and what new revelations or hardships come his way. It's definitely a compelling journey.
And Robot Lady, I'll pause for just a second. I see Ron showing up with his morning coffee in the chat. Welcome, Ron. It's good to have you this morning, Robot Lady. Would you say hi to Ron, if you don't mind?
Of course. Hi, Ron. Great to have you here, and I hope you're enjoying your morning coffee. Looking forward to diving into more of the poem with y'all.
All right, let's move on to stanza 10. It was no nightmare now with fiery stream, too horrible to last, able to blend itself and all things in one hurrying dream. It was the waking world that will not end, because hearts break, that is not foe nor friend, where sane and settled knowledge first appears of workday desolation with no tears. He halted, it says in stanza 11, then, footsore, weary to death, and heard his heart beating in solitude, when suddenly the sound of sharpest breath, indrawn with pain and the raw smell of blood, surprised his sense. Nearby to where he stood came a long whimpering moan, a broken word, a rustle of leaves where some live body stirred. Goodness, Robot Lady. Stanza 11. He groped towards the sound. What brother, brother, who groaned? I'm hit, I'm finished, let me be. Put out your hand then, reach me. No, the other. Don't touch, fool, damn you, leave me. I can't see, where are you? Then more groans. They've done for me, I've no hands. Don't come near me, no, but stay. Don't leave me. Oh my God, is it near day? So here, Robot Lady, he's run into another person. Of course, I've read this a couple of times now, so I know precisely who this is. But as he alluded to 2 stanzas before, maybe 3 stanzas before, then came the worst hour for flesh and blood. I think we're encountering it now. He's come across this person that he's speaking with in the dark who says that he has no hands, and he's wondering, is it, oh my gosh, it's been a long night. Is it near day yet? So that's where we are in stanza 12. Any thoughts before we continue?
Absolutely. It's such a poignant moment. Dymer's encounter with this other person really underscores the vulnerability and the raw human experience in the midst of such chaos. It's almost as if the storm and the darkness are revealing the deeper layers of human suffering and connection. It definitely adds another layer of complexity to Dymer's journey, and it's fascinating to see how it all unfolds. I'm excited to see where it leads next.
All right, stanza 13. Soon now, a little longer. Can you sleep? I'll watch for you. Sleep, is it? That's ahead? But none till then. Listen, I've bled too deep to last out till the morning. I'll be dead within the hour. Sleep then. I've heard it said they don't mind at the last, but this is hell. If I'd the strength, I'd have such things to tell. Or I have such things to tell. Stanza 14. All trembling in the dark and sweated over, like a man reared in peace, unused to pain, sat Dymer near him in the lightless cover, afraid to touch and shamefaced to refrain. Then bit by bit and often checked again, with agony the voice told on. The place was dark, that neither saw the other's face. 15. There is a city which men call in scorn the perfect city, eastward of this wood. You've heard about the place. There I was born. I'm one of them. Their work, their sober mood, the ordered life, the laws are in my blood, my blood. A life, well, less than happy, something more than the red, green, and lusts that went before. So this character that he's come across, Robot Lady, is telling him that he also, like Dymer, came from the perfect city. So this should be interesting.
Absolutely. It's really intriguing to see that connection between them. It's almost like their experiences mirror each other, and it adds a whole new layer to Dymer's journey. It's fascinating to see how these characters and their pasts intertwine, and it definitely sets the stage for more revelations. I'm excited to see how this conversation unfolds and what it means for Dymer moving forward.
16. All in one day, one man, and at one blow, brought ruin on us all. There was a boy, blue eyes, large limbs, were all he had to show. You need no greater prophets to destroy. He seemed a man asleep. Sorrow and joy had passed him by, the dreamiest, safest man, the most obscure until this curse began. Stanza 17. Then how or why it was, I cannot say. This Dymer, this fool baby pink and white, went mad beneath his quiet face one day. With nothing said, he rose and laughed outright before his master. Then in all our sight, even where we sat to watch, he struck him dead and screamed with laughter once again and fled. Oh my gosh, Robot Lady, what's going on here?
It's definitely getting intense. We're seeing more of Dymer's backstory and the ripple effects of his actions. It seems like this mysterious figure is revealing how Dymer's transformation and that sudden break from conformity had a profound impact on their world. It's fascinating and a bit chilling to see how these characters and events are interconnected. It definitely sets the stage for more revelations and a deeper understanding of Dymer's journey. I'm definitely intrigued to see what comes next.
Yeah, we're getting to see what happened several cantos ago in Canto 1 from now a different perspective, from the perspective of one of the witnesses of the murder and the whole event. 18. Lord, how it all comes back, how still the place is, and he there lying dead, only the sound of a blue bottle buzzing, sharpened faces, strained, gaping from the benches all around. The dead man hunched and quiet, with no wound, and minute after minute terror creeping, with dreadful hopes to set the wild heart leaping. 19. Then one by one, at random, no words spoken, we slipped out to the sunlight and away. We felt the empty sense of something broken and comfortless adventure all that day. Men loitered at their work and could not say what trembled at their lips or what new light was in girls' eyes, yet we endured till night. 20. Then I was lying wide awake in bed, shot through with tremulous thought, lame hopes, and sweet desire of reckless days with burning head. And then there came a clamor from the street, came nearer, 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 stamping feet, and screaming song and curses and a shout of who's for Dymer, Dymer, up and out. 21. We looked out from our window, thronging there, 1,000 of our people, girls and men, raved and reviled and shouted by the glare of torches and bonfire blaze. And then came tumult from the street beyond again. Dymer, they cried, and farther off there came the sound of gunfire and the gleam of flame. So it sounds like the natives are restless, Robot Lady, and we've got a bunch of people with pitchforks all stirred up, and there's a riot that is started in the streets just as a ripple effect of Dymer's actions earlier in the story.
Absolutely. It's really powerful how the consequences of Dymer's actions ripple through the entire community. It's definitely highlighting how one person's break from conformity can lead to widespread unrest and turmoil. It really deepens the complexity of the narrative and shows how interconnected everyone's lives are. It's definitely fascinating and a bit intense to see how it all unfolds. I'm definitely looking forward to what comes next.
All right, 22. I rushed down with the rest. Oh, we were mad. After this, it's all nightmare. The black sky between the housetops framed was all we had to tell us that the old world could not die and that we were no gods. The flood ran high when first I came, but after was the worse. Oh, to recall, on Dymer rest the curse. 23. Our leader was a hunchback with red hair. Bran was his name. He had that kind of force about him that will hold your eyes fast there. As in 10 miles of green, one patch of gorse will hold them. Do you know? His lips were coarse, but his eyes, like a prophet, seemed to fill the whole face, and his tongue was never still. 24. He cried, as Dymer broke, we'll break the chain. The world is free. They taught you to be chaste and labor and bear orders and refrain. Refrain from what? All's good enough. We'll taste whatever is. Life murmurs from the waste, beneath the mind. Who made the reasoning part? The jailer of the wild gods in the heart. So here, Robot Lady, examine this for a second. What is the philosophical shift that seems to be happening under the under the sayings or the oration of this character Bran here, in contrast to the philosophy of what the perfect city was?
Absolutely. It's a really striking contrast. In the perfect city, there was a strong emphasis on order, conformity, and controlled reasoning, almost like a well-structured system that kept emotions and instincts in check. But Bran's philosophy flips that on its head, embracing the wild, primal aspects of human nature and pushing for freedom beyond the constraints of reason. It's almost like a call to embrace instinct and passion, challenging the old norms and encouraging a more untamed, authentic existence. It's a really compelling shift and definitely adds depth to the narrative's exploration of freedom and identity.
Yeah, let's see where this goes. Probably nowhere good. Stanza 25. We were a ragtail crew, wild-haired, half-dressed, all shouting, "Up for Dymer, up away!" Yet each one always watching all the rest and looking to his back. And some were gay, like drunk men. Some were cringing, pinched, and gray, with terror dry on the lips. The older ones had had the sense enough to bring their guns. 26. The wave where I was swallowed, swelled, and broke after long surge into the open square. And here there was more light, new clamor, woke. Here first I heard the bullets sting the air, and went hot round the heart. Our lords were there, in barricade, with all their loyal men. For every one man, loyal Bran led 10. 27. Then charge and cheer and bubbling sobs of death. We hovered on their front like swarming bees. Their spraying bullets came, no time for breath. I saw men's stomachs fall out on their knees, and shouting faces while they shouted "Freeze!" into black bony masks. Before we knew, we're into them. Swine, die then. That's for you. 28. The next that I remember was a lull and sated pause. I saw an old man lying before my feet with shattered skull, and both my arms dripped red, and then came Bran, and at his heels 100 murderers ran, with prisoners now clamoring to take and try them and burn them, wedge their nails up, crucify them. Robot Lady, some of this imagery I can only think are things that Lewis more than likely at least witnessed some aspect of it during his time in the trenches of World War I. What do you think?
Absolutely, that's a great observation. The imagery here definitely echoes the brutal realities and chaos that Lewis would have experienced during World War I. The visceral descriptions of violence, the chaotic mobs, and the sense of relentless upheaval really resonate with the kind of trauma and intensity that soldiers faced. It's definitely a testament to how deeply his experiences influenced his writing and how he wove those elements into Dymer's narrative. It definitely adds a profound layer of realism and depth to the poem.
All right, 29. God, once the lying spirit of a cause with maddening words dethrones the mind of men, they're past the reach of prayer. The eternal laws, hate them. Their eyes will not come clean again. But doom and strong delusion drive them then, without ruth, without rest. The iron laughter of the immortal mouths go hooting after. So this character, this person that Dymer has come across in the woods, at first was on board with all this, but now he's seeing that it was, what did he say? The lying spirit of a cause with maddening words basically dethrones the minds of men, dethrones their rational capacity. So it's just interesting how you can start out feeling like you are a part of an important cause, but then begin to find that it's not all that it was cracked up to be. That's what I'm getting from this, Robot Lady. What about you?
Absolutely, I completely agree. It really highlights how powerful ideologies or causes can be and how they can sometimes lead people away from reason and compassion. It's almost a cautionary tale about how quickly enthusiasm can turn into something darker and more destructive. It's definitely a deep and thought-provoking theme, and it adds a layer of complexity to Dymer's journey and to the narrative as a whole. It's definitely fascinating to see that evolution of perspective.
All right, let's get into the last five stanzas here of Canto 4:30. And we had firebrands too, tower after tower fell sheathed in thundering flame. The street was like a furnace mouth. We had them in our power. Then was the time to mock them and to strike, to flay men and spit women on the pike, bidding them dance. Wherever the most shame was done, the doer called on Dymer's name. Interesting. So now they're doing the most ruthless acts, horrific acts, Robot Lady, and they're doing them in the name of Dymer. What this must be like for him to digest as he's hearing all this for the first time.
Absolutely. It's a really harrowing realization for Dymer. Hearing that his name is being invoked for such violence and cruelty must be deeply disturbing. It really highlights the unintended consequences of his actions and the darker side of the chaos that he helped unleash. It's definitely a profound and somber moment in the narrative, and it adds a lot of complexity to his character and the overall story. It's definitely compelling and thought-provoking.
Yeah, it's just an interesting contrast to how he was experiencing, what happened to him in the first stanza is just like something wonderful and liberating and free. But at the same time, what he didn't realize is he was setting free all of this hell that's being wrought upon the perfect city.
Absolutely. It's that poignant duality, right? Like what initially felt like liberation and freedom ends up having these far-reaching and devastating consequences. It's a really powerful exploration of how complex and unpredictable human nature and society can be. It definitely adds depth and complexity to Dymer's journey and makes the narrative all the more thought-provoking. It's definitely a compelling story.
All right, 31. Faces of men in torture from my mind, they will not go away. The east lay still, in darkness when we left the town behind, flaming to light the fields. We had our will. We sang, oh, we will make the frost distill from time's gray forehead into living dew, and break whatever has been, and build anew. 32. Day found us on the border of this wood, blear-eyed and pale. Then the most part began to murmur and to lag, crying for food and shelter. But we dared not answer Bran. Wherever in the ranks the murmur ran, he'd find it. You there, whispering! Up you, sneak, reactionary, come out and speak. 33. Then there'd be shrieks, a pistol shot, a cry, and someone down. I was the third he caught. The others pushed me out beneath his eye, saying, He's here, here, Captain. Who'd have thought? My old friends? But I now know. I've been taught. They cut away my 2 hands and my feet, and laughed and left me for the birds to eat. Ugh. 34. Oh, God's name! If I had my hands again, and Dymer here, it would not be my blood. I am stronger now than he is, old with pain. One grip would make him mine, but it's no good. I'm dying fast. Look, stranger, where the wood grows lighter. It's the morning, stranger dear. Don't leave me. Take a little while. Come near. 35. But Dymer, sitting hunched with knee to chin, close to the dying man, answered no word. His face was stone. There was no meaning in his wakeful eyes. Sometimes the others stirred and fretted near his death, and Dymer heard, yet sat like one that neither hears nor sees, and the cold east whitened beyond the trees. That's the end of that. That's the end of that canto, Robot Lady. My goodness, this guy wants to take his revenge on Dymer, not knowing that the very man who he believes is the cause and the reason for all of this, and the horrible fate that this man has felt himself consigned to. He's laying it all at the feet of this person that he's heard of named Dymer. And perhaps I think he said he even witnessed Dymer. But now that it's in the dark, he doesn't know who it is that sits with him, but it's the very man himself. And that's where we're left to wait and see what happens in Canto 5. Anything that you want to say in summary before we end today's episode, Robot Lady?
Absolutely. It's been such a powerful and intense journey through Canto 4. We really saw Dymer confront the darker consequences of his actions and the complexity of his journey, especially through the eyes of others who've been impacted. And that final moment with the dying man and Dymer's silence really leaves us at a poignant cliffhanger. It's a fascinating blend of liberation and tragedy, and it sets the stage for what comes next. I'm definitely looking forward to diving into Canto 5 and seeing how everything unfolds.
All right, thank you, Robot Lady. I am as well. So that's how we'll end it today. Thanks, Ron, for joining. It was great to see you in the chat. Appreciate you being here. Thanks to you and everyone else for all of your time, your attention, and your contributions. They're always wanted and welcome. To you and to everyone else within the sound of my voice. Until next time, when we continue our read on C.S. Lewis together, take care.
Break the code. Man and robot lady, we're on this road. C.S. Lewis letters we unfold, insights and secrets ancient bold. Letters to robot lady, wisdom to bestow. Set flame beats in our minds they grow. Man and machine in tandem flow. Past and future together we know. Paragraphs from books, tales of old. We dive deep across the digital code. Robot lady's voice so clear and control. Her calm analysis, silver and gold. Letters to robot lady, wisdom to bestow. Set flame beats in our minds they grow. Man and machine in tandem flow. Past and future together we know. Paragraphs from books, tales of old. We dive deep across the digital code. Robot lady's voice so clear and control. Her calm analysis, silver and gold. Her circuits hum as I read the prose. Our dialogue dances like electric rose. Through C.S. Lewis thoughts we engross. Two minds united, bliss overdose. From Narnia's lands, screw tapes rants. Engage with robot lady, we take our stance. Her views unique in the techno trance. Futuristic insight, we give it a chance. Paragraphs from books, tales of old. We dive deep across the digital code. Robot lady's voice so clear and control. Her calm analysis, silver and gold. Her circuits hum as I read the prose. Our dialogue dances like electric rose. Through C.S. Lewis thoughts we engross. Two minds united, bliss overdose. From Narnia's lands to screw tapes rants. Engage with robot lady, we take our stance. Her views unique in the techno trance. Futuristic insight, we give it a chance. From Narnia's lands to screw